Young people don't want to work. I try every single day with them, dude. They show up and I'm like, okay, are you ready to work? And they're like, no, I'm tired. And I'm like, why didn't you go to bed? Why didn't you get enough sleep, dude? It's these kids, dude. Kids don't want to work these days. It sucks with them, man. I'm out here with all the other adults, you know, the people who are like always doing all the work and stuff. And these kids are just standing around, not wanting to work. And I'm like, what? What's going on with you guys? Come on, kids. Why don't you kids want to work, dude? And they're like, cause we don't want to work. We just want to look at Pokemon cards. I'm not joking you, dude.
So I saw this video going around about some older woman who's like this high-level executive asking the question, like, why can't I get Gen Zs and millennials to care about work? And I'm going to explain it to you. I'm not going to tag her because I'm not trying to dunk on her at all, but I think it's very important for older people to get this message. Why don't younger people care about work? It's because you need to think about incentives. That is ultimately what somebody's perceived work ethic comes down to, is how are they incentivized? And our incentives as a generation have completely shifted. Your incentives, what was in it for you was that if you work hard, you can afford the American dream, the family, the vacations, the cars, whatever you want. Whatever you wanted to do with your wealth, you could do that. With us, we can't afford anything. Anything. And I need you to truly break down the math. If you're having a hard time understanding, I want you to truly break down the math. If a millennial or a Gen Z works very hard to earn a six-figure salary, okay, so let's say they sell their soul to a company in order to obtain that six-figure salary, really do the math. What is that going to get them? Once you really break it down and understand the finances of young people, you will realize it is nothing. So what is in it for young people to care about work? What is in it for them to work hard, to truly sell their soul to this company? What is in it for them? Like, all that they're doing is selling their soul to just scrape by. And what's the point of that? We've had to completely reinvent our spiritual fulfillment in life. We've had to come up with a completely new definition. And guess what? It ain't selling my entire life to a company just so I can barely afford to live, so that I can't even afford kids, so that you're telling me I'm not even going to be able to afford to retire. Like, we are literally backed into a corner, needing to figure out how we are going to be happy in this life when everything is seemingly working against us from a financial standpoint. Okay? So when you think about why don't they care? Why don't they care? Because they don't have money, and they're not going to sacrifice their soul if they're not even going to get paid enough to afford the things that can fulfill them.
Here's the real reason why Gen Z doesn't want to work. Kids these days, they don't want a hard days of work at all. They just want to quit their jobs and be on social media all day long. Yeah, it's actually a lot more complicated than that. We want to quit because we're being taken advantage of, put in huge amounts of debt, and not paid properly. See, because while you're working in the 80s, your salary could actually afford you a decent lifestyle, but let me just show you the numbers. Since 1970, home prices have increased by 1,608%. If we compare minimum wages from then and now, in 2022, minimum wage is 40% lower than what it should be compared to 1970. But anyways, the same home that cost you $100,000 in 1970 costs you $710,000 now. All the while, wages have remained stagnant. Okay, sure, but that's just the way things are now. We had struggles too. Live with it. Yeah, kind of hard to live with it when college has increased by 2,000%. Tuition used to be $1,700 in 1970.
Y'all know that TikTok that girl says, what's the point? No, let's really think about it. I have like 3 jobs that I'll do like throughout the week, right? I really have to stop myself sometimes and think, like, I really have to think big and outside the box, or else this is gonna be my life until I die. Like, I'm gonna continuously be in this rat race if I don't think of something that's gonna put me in a comfortable spot so that I can at least enjoy my life for a bit. before I die. And when I say think outside the box, like, no, you literally have to sit here and think of a game plan, whether it's creating a business. It got to be something outside the box, because working these little 9 to 5s, working these little Uber Eats jobs, like doing these jobs that, yes, for now it's like I need to make money, but for the long run, like, you're gonna continuously keep having to make money. I need something that's gonna make me some big boy money so that I don't have to continuously keep on chasing. These jobs, these 9 to 5s, these little jobs that this world makes you chase after, you're gonna have to continuously keep chasing. So it's like, you really gotta think outside the box. We gotta think big, or else we're gonna keep chasing. We're gonna keep being in this rat race forever. And the fact that I have to sit down and think like this is like, what is really the point of all of this? Like, what is really the point of all of this?
Now, I got a question for y'all. I've been hearing that my whole life about the younger generation. So now I'm just getting hip to this new term called Gen Z. Now, this is what I want to ask y'all about the Gen Z generation, the millennials, the younger people. I've been hearing this for a while. So let me ask y'all this. Do y'all really think that young people just don't want to work, or young people just misunderstood? I want to know what y'all think, so put it in the comments. Let me know. I've been hearing that saying since forever. From the older generation, they always saying the young people don't want to work. Is it that they just misunderstood, or they really don't want to work and they just making up excuses? That's a good topic, because that's what I want to hear from y'all. And this topic been around for a long time, and I just really want to know from y'all what y'all think on it. See you in a minute.